Got him. That's quick. What we got here?
Hello again, YouTube. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to another episode of Wired for Crappie. So let's talk about what we're going to do today. First and foremost, it's overcast, cloudy skies. Not a whole lot of sun. The temps have warmed up a little bit. It's supposed to be in the 60s today. We're on Fort Loudon Lake. So one thing I'm going to go ahead and say is we're going to look for some open water fish today because it's cloudy, overcast. Those fish aren't really going to hold tight to structure. Not a whole lot of sun. So what are we going to do, and what am I going to show you guys today? Well, with this cloudy, overcast day, I'm thinking we're going to show you how to tie a double jig rig. And why is a double jig rig so important in your arsenal of crappie techniques? Well, we're going to get into all that today. So come on along with us. We'll be right back.
See if we can't catch one of them fish off the bottom. There he is. Got him. Little guy. Well, we broke off our double jig rig, so we just threw the single jig back in there. Nice little crappie. Nice winter fish. Try to get another one. So what we're doing here, guys, again, is we're just fishing this open water. And we're just chasing these fish that are sitting out here in open water out in front of us. Got him. That's quick. What we got here? What we got here? Striped bass. Is that what I'm seeing down there? Bunch of white bass? Might be. Come here, buddy. Bunch of white bass. The white bass is running. Oh, let's see here. He whacked it. They hungry. Nice little white bass there, guys. Might be what we're seeing out here.
All right, guys, so let's take a minute and let me give you kind of the gear check for the day, what we're using and how we're using it, how we're tying this double jig rig, okay? So first and foremost, I've got a 6-foot ACC crappie stick here. When I'm casting or shooting docks or something of that nature, I like a 6 to 6.5 foot rod. I love my ACC crappie sticks. Got great backbone, great fast tip. They're very, very durable. I can swing fish in the boat, no problem. So I love my 6 and 6.5 foot ACCs. But let's talk about the reel for a second. I'm using a Fluger Tryon. That is a size 25. Okay, I think it pairs really well with the 6 and 6.5 footers, the size 25. The 20's a little small, the 30's a little too large for me, so I like the 25, okay? The line that we're using today, this is Vicious. You can see it, high vis, it's Vicious, 4-pound mono, okay? So we're using a monofilament line today. The reason being, you guys know I like my braid, but I do tie a leader to my braid, and tying a double jig rig, you really got to have a lot of leader, and I'll show you why here in a second. So I typically, if I'm throwing a double jig rig, I do it on mono, okay? So Vicious 4-pound test. Now, let's talk about how I'm going to tie this double jig rig. Obviously, we need 2 jigs. We're going to go with 2 16th ounce jigs, okay? So we're going to go probably unpainted on top, I'll do just an unpainted 16th ounce jig head on top. That's a double cross jig head from Crappie Magnet. And then also we're gonna do probably the double cross 16th ounce price chartreuse on the bottom. Okay, so how to tie a double jig rig? It's very simple. Take your line, slide it through your first jig. Okay, go right through the eye. I'm gonna move down here a little closer to you guys. Okay, so you're gonna go right through your eye of your first jig, and you're gonna want to pull out probably about 2 foot. Okay, maybe 2 or 3 foot of leader. All right, so pull that through 2 or 3 foot. Then we're gonna take both lines. Okay, you see that jig hanging? I got both lines in my hand. Okay, what I want to do, I'm gonna tie a loop knot. So I'm gonna take it 1, 2. I'm gonna go around my fingers twice, and then I'm actually going to put that jig right through that loop. Okay, and then I'm just gonna cinch it down tight. All right, so that first jig's tied on there with a loop knot. All right, then we get our leader end. This is why you need to pull 2 or 3 feet of leader end out. Okay, so we got our first jig on the line. We're gonna take our second jig. We're gonna slide him right there on the line. We're gonna go till there's about 12 to 14 inches in between. That's about 16 inches, but in between my 2 jigs. Then I'm gonna take that tag end again, take both lines, just like that. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna go 1, 2. I'm gonna take this jig right back through my fingers. Okay, and I'm just gonna cinch it down tight. So I always tie loop knots, okay, on my jigs for my double rig setup. Why do I tie a loop knot? Well, first and foremost, if you can see this first jig right here, I don't want it directly on the line because I don't want it to get tangled in the line. So you can see how that's hanging down below the line a little bit, all right, below the main line. So it lets that jig kind of flow freely. It lets it sit there free. And then this is the same thing on this one. See how that jig head is sitting horizontal, guys? That loop knot does not get direct contact to the eye of the jig head, so it allows that jig to free float in that loop knot. Okay, now somebody's going to say, what kind of jigs do you use to put on your double jig rig? Same thing I use any other time. That Bonehead tackle stump bug. So we're going to go with a black and chartreuse, and we're going to go with something a little bit different, little kind of a contrasting color. We're going to go with that Blood Moon. That's that red and silver. Okay, so we're going to go Blood Moon on the top, and we're going to go black and chartreuse on the bottom. Now, when I'm throwing a double jig rig, guys, I want 2 different type of baits, 2 different contrasts. So this is kind of a clear water bait. It's more of a clear water bait. The black and chartreuse can be thrown in clear water. That's the beauty of black and chartreuse. It can be thrown anywhere, but it's very bright, stands out, and I can use it literally anywhere. So go-to color black and chartreuse is, okay, so we'll put that on the bottom. But it is also, black and chartreuse is a muddy water color too, so we're kind of contrasting our colors here. We got a clear and a muddy water bait. Just trying to get 2 different types of 2 different looks for the fish. All right, so there you have 1 and there you have 2. All right, now that's how I tie it, guys. You guys may tie it different. If you do, that's fine, but that's how I tie my double jig rig. So I hope that helps. Let's see if we can't catch a few more fish. Actually, I think. Double. 2 good fish. Oh, big one. Oh, the big one broke. Did you guys see that? Holy crap. Hey, easy. Oh, you guys playing still? Yeah, buddy. That's what I'm talking about right there. two at one time. Broke my line, but two at one time. Check it out. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, let's get them back. Let's get them back. That's a good fish. On back, baby girl. Thank you. Thank you. A keeper and a good one. Two at the same time. Now, I broke my line, so I got to retie, but that's worth it. All right, we're going to catch a few right here. Yeah, watch me now. They're fish right here, guys. They're hungry. I can already tell. They're telling me. They're talking to me, really. Call me the next Dr. Doolittle. The fish is talking to me. I can hear them, really. They say, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Told you. Told you. I could hear them. They's talking to me. They say, I'm hungry. Yeah, boy. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get our GoPro started up. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Little crappie. Little crappies. Nothing wrong with that. All right, now we're going to try to stay back off these fish. You can tell I'm 35, 40 feet away from them, but we're going to try to stay off of them because it's cold water. Sound resonates better in cold water. So we're going to try to stay back off these fish a little ways. At least 30, if not 40. And we're going to try to do this right here with them. Just keep popping them. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, boy. So I switched colors. I don't know if you guys can tell that or not, but I went to purple chartreuse and white and chartreuse. That's on the purple and chartreuse right there. That's what I'm talking about. Just in here with these fish. Just getting right in here amongst them. Try not to get hung. This one's bad about getting hung. You can get hung in this one pretty easy, so we're gonna try not to, for the sake of not having to retie again. There's some fish right here. Let's see if they'll play. Oh, I don't think those are crappie. This felt like bluegills. Got him. There's a good one, guys. Still fish.
Got him. Crappie, crappie. Crappie, crappies. Bunch of little crappie, crappies. See if we can get one more out of this pile. I think we can. What do you guys think? Right down there amongst them. You can see them down there about 14, 15 feet is where they're all sitting at. There he is. Good fish. Good fish. Nice crappie.
Alright guys, well that's going to do it for today. I appreciate you guys coming out with me. I appreciate y'all following along, watching. If you hadn't subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button before you leave. If you made it this far, you like the videos, smash that subscribe button, and that way you get notifications when I post a new video. So, and don't forget, 10,000 subscribers, we're giving away a fishing trip with me on the lake to one lucky subscriber. It's going to be a whole weekend trip. We're going to fish 2 different lakes in East Tennessee. Expenses paid by Wired. Your motel and your fishing license will be paid for by me. So all you'll have to do is buy food and gas to get here. So don't forget, smash that subscribe button. I appreciate you guys for watching. Hope you learned something today. We'll see you next week. God bless.